Hey guys, okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is what we've got going on today. Very gothy, very smudgy, very smoky. So let's do this. Yeah. I've already primed and done my brows, you know the drill, and the first step is going to be to apply our eyeshadow base. And for that, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Smudgepot in the new shade Wine Not. This whole look was pretty much centered around this as a base. These are fine on their own though as well. They work really well as eyeliner too. I mean, it really is like a very thick, you know, creamy consistency. Very smooth, as you will see in a moment. I'm gonna just take my ring finger and swirl it around in here. Super pigmented. Look at that. That's so cool. I love these. I have quite a few shades already, and I'm just gonna pack this on the lid. You see that? Damn. And then all the way outer corner to inner corner. Not really touching the crease too much, but you can kind of dip it in there if you'd like. Get that shape the way you want it, and then really quickly, I'm gonna wipe off my finger and immediately go in with my e.l.f. blending brush, and I'm gonna start to blend that out right away because these set so fast. Once it sets, it is not going anywhere. So you've got maybe about 10 seconds to blend it out, and you're just gonna blend that edge and get it as smooth as you possibly can. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. And it's not a big deal if it's not like completely blended out, because we're gonna be putting eyeshadow on top of it. And there you go, like right away, this Smudgepot in Wine Not could be a beautiful smoky eye on its own. Like just put it on the lid, blend it out into the crease, a little bit on the lower lash line, and you're done. As you can see, we're going pretty dark with the look today. I'm going to be using another new e.l.f. product, the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette. I was so excited when e.l.f. came out with a matte eyeshadow palette. I've been waiting for the perfect matte palette from the drugstore, so I had to snatch this up as soon as it was released. There are the colors. So beautiful. The formula, it's not Lorac, which is pretty much the formula that I compare every single eyeshadow to. It's not quite that good, but it is decent for the price. I mean, this is like a $10 eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a bit of a transition-y type shade, which is gonna be that one right there. And I'm gonna put that in the crease with a fluffy brush, just to help blend the edge of that cream shadow. Pretty much in most steps of this look, you could leave it as it is. Like, you could stop here, add liner and mascara, and you're done, but I opted to go a little bit darker, as you can see. And now we're gonna go darker. We're gonna go with this Taupe shade right here, that one. And I'm gonna put this into the crease proper with the same blending brush that we used to blend the base out. Just smooshing it into that crease. And then to add even more depth and darkness, I'm gonna take the dark taupe shade right next door, that one, right there. And we're gonna put this one into the deep crease. This dark taupe shade, by the way, I've been using it on my brows lately. Killer. Killer on the brows. I'm gonna pat that dark taupe shade kind of on the outside edge of the lid as well. Right eye's always better than my left eye. I don't know what it is. Does anybody else have that issue? Then we're gonna go even deeper down into the darker shades. I'm gonna use this plum tone color right there with my Sonia Kashuk 116 brush, a little domed pencil-y type brush. Gonna get a good amount of this on, tap it off a little bit, and we're gonna go on the outside, kind of the outer V shape. So we're doing like boop and boop. So now I'm gonna go back in with my fluffy brush and our little peachy transition shade and just work all those colors and blend them all the way out. Blending for days. Like, you're gonna be doing so much blending, you're gonna wanna shoot yourself in the face. You could leave it like this. again. But I decided to go ahead and cover up the rest of the base to make sure none of it was showing, just because I wanted to showcase more of this eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to take that same blending brush and I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to take a touch of that and just dust it over the lid. Nothing intense, nothing extreme. I'm not gonna like really pack on the color, I'm just barely washing it over the lid. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of my transition shade, the one right above it as well. Just a touch of this. Because this can go really ashy on you really quickly. There you go. Top lid is pretty much where I want it to be. Make sure your two sides are roughly symmetrical. Of course, you're gonna be able to fix this in a moment with the lower lash line, which is our next step. So for the next step in the lower lash line, you will need a pencil brush. I have my little crown brush one here, love it to pieces. I'm going to use my eyeshadow base again and just pick up a teeny tiny little bit of this, kind of dab it on the back of my hand to get any of the excess off. And I'm gonna work this on the lower lash line, basically from outer corner almost completely all the way in. I'm gonna take my deep plum color way out here and I'm gonna put it on the outer part of the lower lash line. Take my kind of rosy brown shade, that one right there, and same pencil brush, so it still has some plum tone on it. That's okay, not a big deal. And then I'm just gonna, you know, pat that the rest of the way in. I like this rosy brown because it is a neutral tone, but it's slightly warmer than the cooler plummy undertones, so it brings warmth back into the eye, which I think for something like this is pretty importante. Then I'm gonna go back in with my fluffy brush and my transition shade, and I'm just gonna, you know, smoke all that out. You can smoke this down as low as you want or keep it up as high as you want. And with looks like these, honestly, if you really fuck up and you're like, oh man, I look like I got punched in the face, throw a pair of false eyelashes on top of it, no one will notice. Eyeliner, I decided to kind of go a little bit of an interesting direction. Now you could go with basic black liquid liner, you could go with a basic bitch brown liner. I got that from Biohazardous Beauty and I've been saying it all the time, like, that's basic bitch brown. I opted to do an amethyst purple liner with this. I feel like the contrast between the kind of blue-toned amethyst purple and the plummier redder tones in the eyeshadow sort of looked good. I don't know. So I'm going to use the Milani, whoa, as I almost drop it, Milani Liquid Like Eyeliner Pencil in purple. That liner pretty thick, but you can see, I don't know if it's translating on camera, but in person, when the light hits this purple eyeliner, the purple sheen, the blue tone purple sheen kind of comes through and really makes everything else pop. I'm going to put this on my lower line as well. Just sort of wiggling it between the lashes, into the waterline, all of that. Make sure it connects a little bit on the outside. So now for the cleanup. You just take your friendly neighborhood makeup wipe, wrap it around your finger, and shoot! Get rid of all that fallout, get rid of anything you don't want down there. Thank you for coming. Nice to see ya. Don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. For lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some mascara. You could totally do false lashes with this look. It looks sickening. I've done it before. But today I just didn't feel like fucking with false lashes. You guys know that struggle, right? Like just not wanting to even deal with it. So I'm gonna take my little sample of the Makeup Forever Smokey Extravagant Mascara. Such a cute little sample. Look at the size of that thing though. And just slap this sucker on. I went out the other day, you guys, and got blue mascara, and it wasn't until after I got it that I realized it was from Tony Moly, which is a really popular Korean brand. I had no idea they sold it in Japan. Gonna slap some a little on my bottom lashes too. I don't normally do that, but it looks really good with this look. Yeah, if you guys want to see a look featuring that blue mascara, there's a button for that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Like, that's the whole eye look, and you can make this as blown out and smoky or as soft and subdued as you want. But for now, I have another video to make. I have a foundation first impression, yes, a second one, for a high-end Japanese foundation that I can't wait to try. So I'm gonna go ahead and film that and do the rest of my face, and I will be right back with the final look. All right, everyone, here is the finished look. Just to run you guys over a little bit of what I did. Again, I am testing out a new foundation. It is the Kogen Aqua foundation. So if that video is up, I'll put it right here. If not, then you'll see it very, very soon. And for my face, I did do quite a bit of contouring on the cheekbones and highlighting, and I used my Lorac Pro Contour palette for the contour and the highlight, so I didn't pull a highlight from anywhere else. I did try to do quite a bit of highlight, like I, essentially tried to strobe my skin with the shimmer highlight from this palette. Was pretty effective, I think. You can really get some good shimmer out of that highlight if you really build it up. So I did that. I used Too Faced Chocolate Soleil matte bronzer just to give my skin a little bit more depth and dimension. Set with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set, just to alleviate any powderiness or cakiness that might be happening. And for the lips, this is the lip that I think really sets this look off and turns it into this kind of magical monochromaticness. I used the Colourpop Lippie pencil and Lippie Stix, both in the shade Tootsi. And the pencils and the Lippie Stix from Colourpop are $5 each. So $10 gives you this kind of lavender taupe lip that I think really sets the eyes off. They match each other really well in person. And it makes it just a beautiful kind of monochromatic look with a lip that's not too dramatic or high maintenance, but not too subtle either. It's still very unique. So let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down, looking forward, looking fierce. I hope you guys had fun watching this tutorial and learned a lot about how to create this beautiful look. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Faith-ful today. It helps me out a whole awful lot, and I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles!